Good morning, everyone. This video is inspired by something I saw in the news this morning, and it was the fact that this is the day that most people have given up on their New Year's resolution. And with 12 days into the new year, it really shows that discipline is a superpower. And you might ask what discipline is. And the way that I see discipline is it's the ability to do things that may be difficult, that you don't want to do, and do it anyways. It's like advanced sense of responsibility of being able to fight past the two things that we're going to talk about. And that is your self-talk, and that is your body's feeling of avoiding discomfort. Those are the two things that lead most people away from self care. And when I say self care, I'm talking about the things that you don't want to do. The playing of the video games, watching TV, going to Disneyland, that's enjoyable. And that is definitely part of life. But there's also a responsible part of life and a service part of life where we all serve each other because we all are dependent on each other. And that's why it is very important to have discipline and to be able to overcome all of the challenges that lead to you evolving. That means becoming better every day. And that's something you're responsible for. So with discipline, I believe that there are two things that get in our way of doing things difficult. And this goes for all humans, not just for children, but for adults as well. The first is that we seek pleasure and we avoid pain. I mean, that's been talked about and studied for a very long time. And the two ways that we feel either pleasure or pain are first our thoughts, and then second are our feelings or emotions. So there's a self-talk, and then there's an emotional part, which is the feelings of it. And both of those can be either a friend or an enemy, and they have to be trained. Just like anything else, they have to be trained because we talk to ourselves all the time. Now, there's another big giant word. It's called procrastination. And procrastination means I'll do it later. And that is self-talk, the basics of self-talk. I'll just do it later. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll just do it tomorrow. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow turns into never. And that's what happens a lot of times is we say our intentions are good, that we're going to do it, but we put it off. So that's the first part of self-talk that we're going to get into a minute, that what we say to ourselves and how we persuade ourselves, because there really are two sides of everyone's mind. We are always talking to ourselves, right? And if that part of you says, I need to get to it later, that later turns into later and you never get there. What's the result of that when you procrastinate? Well, the first thing is you find out it doesn't work. Okay. Procrastination doesn't work. Anything that you need to do that's your responsibility. We're going to stick with school with you because that's what we're talking about here. And school is a job. It is a responsibility. And it's something that's not easy, but it is a service that you do to yourself. And eventually you will serve society with your skills and your talents and your brilliance. But it's something you will evolve. And if you're not putting the work in responsibly, it can get stressful and it doesn't work. So the first reaction that you have is, oh, this is hard. This is difficult. It's not working. And that should be a sign about how the plan doesn't work. You have a plan, right? And if you're not managing your time well, which is part of discipline, it's management of your time, doing what you should be doing at the time you should be doing it, things start to fall apart. And what happens to that, not only does it get stressful, but what it leads to, especially as a child, when things stop working and you have the self-talk, is the fact that you're not enough. And this is a real trap that we want to avoid as children. You get there when you're an adult, it's bad news. Trust me with this, okay? And it's that you're not enough. And you think to yourself, well, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't get it. Well, you have to go back and ask yourself, are you putting in the work it requires to do well? And are you giving yourself enough time? Because that's discipline. Discipline is allowing yourself, your mind and your body to be uncomfortable while you're doing the right thing. That is really the goal, is to face discomfort as long as you're doing the right thing and you're headed in the right direction. Now, you may not get the first math problem. If you give up on it, then you're thinking to yourself, I'm not enough. If you think, well, everyone else is getting it now, that means that I'm not good enough. Well, let me ask you this. When you were walking as a kid, if you learned how to walk before someone else, did you become a better walker? No. What happened is you had the discipline to keep going and eventually you walk like everyone else. Well, as you get older, unfortunately, we find failure is a bad thing. And failure is not a bad thing. In fact, failure is effort that you're trying. Okay. And that's part of discipline too. It's that discomfort, right? It's that mental talk. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Or I'm going to give myself a chance. I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to try one more time. This doesn't feel right to me. Well, I'm just going to keep pushing through because I know I'm headed in the right direction. I know there's rainbows after the storm. And that's discipline. It's the way you talk to yourself and it's your ability to face discomfort. Now, I wanted to make this personal about me because I know when I was a kid, a lot of times I wanted examples from the person that was practicing what they were teaching me. All right. So let's get personal about me. All right. One of the things I've always struggled with is my weight. I've always struggled with my weight. It's been a huge challenge for a lot of my life. And I'm going to be really honest with you. There were a lot of times where I procrastinated and I looked like this and I sat on the couch and I said, one day I'm going to get in shape. One day I'm going to get in shape. One day I'm going to get in shape. Well, that's procrastination. Why? Because my mind was telling me I'd do it tomorrow. And my body was really comfortable on the couch eating Cheetos. All right. I'm going to be honest with you. Well, one day, and this was about 10 years ago. It's been a while, maybe 8 years ago. I decided I was going to do something about it. All right. I was going to start going to the gym. I was going to start eating better. And I'll tell you what, it was horrible to get started. It was horrible because my mind kept telling me it's better on the couch. It's better on the couch while I was sweating it out on the gym. And then my body at the gym felt horrible because I was going through this, what I thought was torture when I was actually doing the right thing. Well, what happened is I developed a habit. Because anything that you do over time, you develop a habit. And for the last 8-10 years or so, I've been in fairly decent shape. But see, just because I got in shape doesn't mean that I stay in shape naturally. It's always a work in progress. So every morning since COVID, now Mrs. K and I used to go to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning, and the gym now is closed because of COVID. So what I'd have at my house, that's my worst nightmare. Look at that right there. That's my worst nightmare. I get up at 4:30 every morning. I set my alarm. And when that alarm goes off, my mind automatically says, stay in bed. You could do it tomorrow. So what I do is I take 10 minutes to think about all the good things that I have in my life, all the value that I have, and how good it will be for me to get up and work on my discipline. Just even if I do one, and this is a pull-up bar, okay? And it's no fun. There's nothing fun about it whatsoever, about pulling my weight up 185 pounds as many times as I can, all right? Not a lot of fun. But see, what I'm doing is good for my body, but it's also good for my mind. Because I say to myself, if I just do one pull-up, it's better than doing zero. So what I do is my goal at first is just to do one. I'm just going to do one. And if I do one, it's better than zero and I'm already up. All right. So what happens is I keep track of it. Okay. Oops. Let's go over here. So I keep track of it. So what I do is I do pull-ups and push-ups. All right. So I do pull-ups. Now, the first time I did 7, right? And I was thrilled about that because it's better than one, right? So I got 7 pull-ups in. That means I pulled up, 185 pounds 7 times. Good job, Chris. You got it. By that time, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling powerful. I'm feeling motivated. Then I do the push-ups. So the first time I did 24 push-ups. And for me, hey, it's better than one, right? And what I do is I keep track of it because when you're doing something that's good for you, keep track of it. You'll get better over time because for this workout, I got 2 extra pull-ups and I did 4 extra push-ups. So that means I've improved over time. So not only did I get up and do at least something, I actually got a little bit better and it's motivating, okay? So then after that, I head to the garage and I work out on the weight set. Sometimes I'll hit the punching bag. Sometimes I'll lift some weights or anything like that. By that time, I feel like I'm made of gold. All right. I feel not only like I'm doing the right thing, my body feels good, my mind feels good, And my pleasure comes from that. Believe it or not, at this point, I have pleasure. I feel really good about myself. My body feels good. My mind feels good. And I'm thinking about the reward after. And this is really important about having any type of routine or program or anything like that. Have a reward. The lights just went out in here. I don't know if that, hold on. Okay, here we go. Let there be light, right? That was interesting. Anyways, there's there's a reward built into it. And after, I have waffles. Okay, I have waffles, and they're the most delicious things you can imagine because I've just put this workout in. I got up, I took responsibility. I feel good about myself. I know I'm enough. And then I get waffles. And those waffles are unbelievable. And I can do it because it works for me. I'm able to eat those waffles because of the workout and the information I've got back about how it works. Okay. It works for me. And that's what I hope all of you can find in your life is a routine, something that you can do every day for yourself. And school is a really good one, right? Something you're going to have to do anyways. To find a way to find some challenge in it where you can feel a reward in it, and then you can reward yourself. And that is really the cycle there that will not only build discipline, but it will also build in the skills and also the spirit, the ability to do things in your life that may be challenging and feel good about it. Because then really you have the best of both worlds. You've built your mind, you've built your heart, and you've built your strength. And that is my talk about discipline. So let's practice that now and have a really good day.